G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, 20 to 28. So the top end's come off a little bit. Yesterday we had it'd be sunny as anything, then a cloud had come up and it would just piss down for about 2 minutes, damp everything down, and away it'd go again. So look, it's good. It's nice warm weather. It's good working weather. It's not too hot to be in the shed here working. And it's just a good thing. Through the week I bought another laptop through the business for work here, but that means I can leave one at home here with all my manuals on and things like that, so that won't be bad. It saves, at the moment I'm taking a laptop from here and I'm taking it to work, then it comes back into here, and I'm just bouncing it around everywhere. And so I bought a new laptop. I decided to buy a gaming laptop because it has a good video card in it, and they're sort of made for young blokes, sort of like myself, only different, but everything's heavy duty on it. Like, it's got a heap of fans out, or a heap of space out the back for fans to keep everything cool, where my other little ones, the fan runs all day, so I turn a computer on in the morning and it doesn't turn off until I go home in the evening. So they're on a long time, and I thought with this gaming one, it had good video cards in it. It had SD card reader, for the camera cards and all that, which quite a few don't have anymore. And the thing I wanted this time was a numerical pad on the side of the keyboard. My other one, my small one, it was just a lappy with the numbers across the top, and pain in the bum. But anyway, it's been a good computer. It was a little Asus, but it's been a good one. But I wanted the number keyboard on the side, so I've upgraded that this week, which is a good thing. With the ongoing saga of the pressure pump, as you know, they put a new card in for me, and they put a new top on it for me, and Onga Australia said they weren't going to do it anymore if I had it on a lead. And well, look, they'd be more than fair. I'm happy with that. And so through the week after work, I hopped up in behind where the bandsaw is here, and I had a $49 Bunnings pressure pump there for over 18 years, and plugged straight into the power point that I used to run the bandsaw. And so I got all that plumbed in. I got water filters plumbed in down the other end. I've got just a suction screen coming into the pump to just filter out any big spiders and possum poo. But I got it all plumbed up, got it working. I thought, you beauty, this is good. A couple of hours later, the pump wouldn't work. I've blown another pump. So I've blown the top part of the pump. And it's right on the power point, no leads, no nothing, and where the other one lasted for 18 years. So I'm not going to bother Onga with it. They've been more than helpful, but I think it's something in their boards. I don't know whether, like the power circuit on that side runs the bandsaw only. There's nothing else, so it's intermittent. But it is on the same circuit that runs the radio and all down here, on the same circuit breaker. But everything else runs fine, but we've just popped another board. So so what I've decided to do, instead of paying $200 for an Onga board, I think in my situation here, Onga's not working. Onga at the house works. There's something to do with the power here. I just don't understand. Everything else works fine with it. I've taken the leads out. I've got it to where the other one was, and it's popped the board within an hour or so. So I don't know whether it's not enough power, but it runs a bandsaw and things like that. And so I don't know, but what I've done, I've jumped on eBay and I found a basic Chinese made, obviously, but probably all are, a real basic old thing, just the top, just the pressure control module, for $59. So I said to the dude, I'm just going to try one of these cheap shit ones. They may not have the features of the Onga one, but I'm just going to pop one on the top and try it. And if it does it again on a different brand, well, I've got to get a Sparky in and do some good tests. There's something going wrong. So where that pump the pump that we blew the board on, it was the one at the house, so I put the brand new one at the house. I brought the older one down, and my thinking behind that was if these new boards were a bit touchy, the old one mightn't be, but it's done it too. So who knows? That's just what we have to put up with, I suppose. It was a bit of a stressful week last week. The neighbours, like I've got my block here, then I've got my troublesome neighbour up the back, and then there's 40 acres of bush next door, and through the week an excavator came and on the 40 acres, so it's not on my boundary, it's between my troublesome neighbour and the other bloke, and Robin. And Robin's a great bloke. When we had horses with the kids, he was the farrier for them and things like that. Nice bloke. And anyway, he's got the excavator in, and the excavator's clearing a big fire break right round his block for safety for houses in the area, because we're getting more and more built up as we go, and he's going to renew the fence around it, the fence has been toast for years and years and years. So that's a good thing. But the neighbour over the back, he starts ringing me. Right, I'm going to get this excavator in, and that boundary line between us is, I'm going to get that cleared, and I'm going to send you a bill for it. And I said, well, hang on, you can't do that. He says, I can so. He says, if your branches ever come onto my place, I can sue you. And he can prove that I've actually put trees too close to the boundary that affect his property. And anyway, I said, look, I'm not interested at the moment. And anyway, Jude and I had a talk, and he plays in cash, and he's a tax dodger, and I believe. And and anyway, I said to Jude, I said, down our common boundary, there is a few trees there I wouldn't mind getting out. So I said, while the excavator's there, we might have a chat to him and just see if we get him out. And I don't want, see what this fellow at the back does, he does sweetheart deals, and I'll give you this and that, and it's dodgy, and I don't want any part of it. I want to get someone on the property, do a job, give me an invoice, a quote, give me an invoice, I pay it, away we go, we're finished. There's no, I'll give you some free radio advertising, a couple of cartons of beer and all that. It's just not worth it nowadays. What I mean. So anyway, he was over, the other neighbours on the corner of the driveway, he had to clean right up behind their house, this excavator bloke, so they're out having a talk to him. So I saw him over there, and I was on my way to do something else, and I said to Grumpy Dave and Selena, I said, oh, can you get that bloke to give me a ring, please? If he's got time, I wouldn't mind paying to clean the fence line. You know, my expense, not a sweetheart bullshit deal, my expense to clean the whole thing, and then, yeah, I know he should be paying for something, but don't worry about that. And the fella says, oh, that bloke over there, and they said, yeah, and he says, no, I'm not going there. He said, Andrew up the back said, don't deal with him, he's just an arsehole. He said, he's a troublesome person, and he's just an arsehole. And they said, really? So the bloke up the back, like, he gives them trouble, he gives the next door trouble, he gives everyone strife. And he's a troublesome one, but anyway, he had the excavator bloke over there digging some stumps out for a couple of cartons of beer. And they're saying, well, you be careful there, because there's a history of not paying, and I could write a book, I think, on, and he'll get someone in to do a job, then they'll send a bill, and he'd say, oh no, we spoke about doing that stump over the back there, and you didn't do that, so if you bring your big machine back, then I'll pay you. So I could write a book. I've been here since 1998, and barely a year goes by when he's not going to sue me or take me to court or do something or other. But anyway, that's just how it is. So yeah, this bloke would not deal with me because this fella told him I was an arsehole. So fair enough. Can't argue. Perhaps he's right. So anyway, over the weekend I had me front end loader, and this back fence between us near his house there, I do try and keep that not too bad with the loader. I run the bucket backwards down it now and then just to keep it a bit clean and all that. So next thing, pardon me, and he rings up Jude at work and rips it up her. She's a selfish person, and just because we won't jump onto his little games, I suppose. But anyway, so he abuses her. And then, anyway, I thought, I slashed the front paddock. Actually, it looks pretty good. And I was cleaning the boundary line along there, and there's a tree in the corner that it was a big wattle, and it was sort of hanging over the corner fence a bit. I put all that fence up, but it was hanging over that, and it's been on my mind to get it out. And I thought, I might just go up with the loader and try and drag it back, because wattles are normally fairly shallow rooted things, are bits of rubbish. And anyway, I had it hooked up and I was pulling backwards, and I hopped out and I'm having a look. Next thing I got this bloke behind me, and bloody and my mate Paulie was in his little shipping container there, playing with a little vintage engine, and he looks around. Oh, and then this fella at the back, he says to us, he says, "And you fellas are running a business out of there, and you've got shipping containers on your property you shouldn't have, and you know, you're going to dob us into all that." And we thought, oh, well, good, eh? That's all right. And so he said to Paul, he said, "Where's Lance?" And he said, "Oh, he's on the tractor. Have a look. Listen for where the tractor is." So instead of finding the tractor, he come in through my shed here. And he walks out, in through the shed, back out the door. And, "Oh, I just went through your shed because I thought you were in there." And I said, "Oh, okay." And so Paulie was out the front, the door was open, and yeah, so in through here, have a good look around, and fucking out he goes again. And Paul said, "Look for the tractor, he's on the tractor," but no, he thought he'd come in here and prove we were running a business, I suppose. I don't know what he did. And anyway, he comes belting up, and I turn around and say, "Oh, fuck, here we go." And, yeah, he says, "Right," he says, "I've got the excavator coming, I'm going to clear that boundary, and you're going to pay, I'm going to send you a bill, and you're going to pay the bill." And I said, "Look, we don't do business like that." And I said, "If we come to an agreement, we do, but I deal directly with the people." And he says, "No," he says, "I'm going to send you a bill, I'm going to take you to court, and he says, I know the law, you will have to pay me because you've put trees close to the boundary." And I said, "Oh, okay," but he didn't know at the time we'd been pruning those trees, but anyway, that's a different story. And I said, "Well, that's all right, sue me. Stay off my property, don't have the excavator touch any of my trees, please. And yeah, stay off there." And he said, "No, I'm getting them cleaned up," because we went down the gully here, and here's our trees with all these bloody ribbon around them that he's going to get this bloke to knock over in our property, leave the rubbish in our property. And I was going to get a bill for it, whether I wanted it done or not. So I said, "Look, you do what you like, sue the arse off me if you like. My solicitor's O'Brien, Baker and Toll in town here." And he said, "That's going to cost you money." I said, "I don't care." And he said, "Well, I know the law, I'm going to get mine, I'm going to put you through for nothing." And I said, "That's fine, just fine." And anyway, after the discussion for a bit, and yeah, we read each other's pedigrees a little. And I said, "If you weren't such a cockhead," I said, "I went to talk to the bloke, unbeknownst to you, I went to talk to the excavator fella, and I said, we were going to clear from the stables all the way to the fence, no cost to you, we were going to pick up the whole tab for all that, but now the bloke won't deal with me, so looks like nothing happens." And he said, "Well, I have a right to, I'll send you the bill." I said, "Look, we don't work like that, I need to talk to that bloke." And he says, "Oh, well, I'm mates with that fella." He said, I'll get him to work for you. He said, "I'll get him to do the job and I'll give you the bill." I said, "No." I said, "I'm happy to do that, but do the work, but I want to deal with the man, I want a tax invoice." And he says, "Oh, no," he says, "the tax invoice is going to be a problem." He says, "We work in cash, it's all folded notes, and that's why I get such a good deal." I said, "I don't care about a good deal, I want it straight down the road. I want the docket." "I want an approximate quote, I want a docket, and I'll pay either before or after he finishes. If he thinks I'm dodgy, I'll pay before." But anyway, he still wouldn't give me the bloke's phone number, and he's coming back, "Oh, it's going to be this much, that much." Bloody Fruit Loop, but anyway, not to worry. And I mean, so another thing that had happened, and Jude and I, we've had trouble with his dog. And his black dog's in here all the time, peeing everywhere, pees on our veranda posts and on Jude's pot plants and all that, and we've just had a gutful of it. But I was sending him messages, but he reckons he wasn't getting them. So on, I think he said Thursday, the dog catcher found the dog down the road somewhere and took the dog away. And he's going crook about, the dog's gone away. And I said, "Well, have you gone and got it yet?" And this is Saturday. No, I'm going to get to the bottom of that, because the neighbour's daughter was one of the dog catchers in town, but she spoke to her boss about it, and they said, don't you do anything. It's a sort of a conflict of interest with your mum and dad living there and all that, but she was on call on the weekend, and at her mum and dad's place, because she's got the company ute, the council ute, and the uniform, so if she's on call, she can just pop out and do the job. So, well, he clicked on that she was a local dog catcher, and he's up there with cameras. I can see what's going on now, and he's going to kick up a hell of a fuss with the council apparently. And not to worry, that's another story. That's his worry too. And but anyway, Judy and I were having a talk, and this is unbeknownst to him. And I was saying, look, I'm sick of that dog coming in. We built all this fence. It's a four wire plain fence, and I said, I'll go and get a price on some netting, and we might just put some netting up the back here, and we'll start bringing netting down the side fence, because he pulled all the wires out 2 years ago, I suppose now, and he's never done anything with it because he reckons my trees are in the road, but they're not. It's nice and clear. And we were just going to do that, but anyway, next thing he's up me, he says, right, he says, I want a dog mesh right around this property, and he said, and I want you to pay half. I said, oh, really? And he says, yes. He says, I need to keep my dog in, and he said, I think it's reasonable that you pay half. And I said, yeah, all right, because we've got to pay for the lot. Anyway, bargain. But anyway, these blokes, it's been a bloody pain in the arse, and I've been trying to get in the shed here and do a bit, and the phone's ringing, it's going to be this, and I've talked to the bloke that, and I've said, look, I need to talk to the fella, that's no bullshit. So anyway, the fella's coming today apparently, and he's going to bring an invoice book apparently, and I'm going to go and have a chat to him, but it's just been a drama after drama. It always happens, like there's a machine in the area or something, he wants everyone else to pay for whatever he wants done, and we were trying to do it anyway because of him bad-mouthing us, he wouldn't do it. So anyway, it's been a bit stressful here at the moment, just putting up with dickheads, but I suppose life's like that, eh? Yeah, and all this cash on the hand and beer carton jobs and all that, well, we can't work like that. We own a few businesses, and bloody, you do that sort of stuff, it costs you big time, and we just don't do it. Like, if I do a carby up for someone, it goes through the business, and it's just how it works. So anyway, so that's been a pain in my arse this week a little bit. Just this constant, and you can't just say something and leave it alone, it's just a constant ring you again, ring you again, ring you again. So anyway, I'll probably turn my phone silent today sometime. But I've got to get to town. I can do the stew this morning. I've got to get to town, and the new house, they put a couple of security screens on the house, and Tim and Ellie were home with suspected COVID when they fitted them. Well, it turned out not to be, but the fitters didn't want to go and do the screwing down and that, so they couldn't do it. So I've got to go in and open up today for them and let them do that for the first hour or so, and then come back and see if I can talk to Jason. Jason Shepherd's the excavator bloke's name, and he's just, it just got me blown away that one bloke really rips it into you, and like this Jason, his dad's Fred Shepherd out Bathamba Road at South Killeen. Good bloke. He'd been into earth moving and opening new estates, his dad, and I did Fred's John Deere work for years, not a problem. But just one bloke hooking in, and he doesn't want to talk to me or do anything with me. So anyway, that was a bit frustrating. I thought, you just try and do something, but if he didn't want to do it, we'd just get another bloke in and do it. But so I went for a walk this morning, and there's a lot of ribbons on trees on both sides, and all that. So anyway, we're going to, if I ever talk to him this morning, there's some of the other trees on the boundary that I didn't want out, but then Jude and I were talking about it, and we're thinking of just dropping the whole lot. Anything near the fence line we're going to drop, and we've got other plans for coming along there. So anyway, see how we go. But look, I might take your handheld and I'll just show you down the boundary, go for a walk around, and doodle about. So this here, you can see the gantry here. That's the front axle from out from under the 65 here. I've got the kingpin. I've filmed knocking the kingpin bushes and all out. The hubs, I've got one good hub on the front here, there's our new, yeah, you can see that. There's the new stub axles I've been playing with, just working. I do a lot of looking, how can I film and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, one of these hubs is worn out, and I've got 2 new ones ordered from Bearco. Only from Bearco because Sparex they're in England in Sparex, and I would like to ream the kingpin, fit the kingpin bushes, film that, ream the, well, Sparex you don't have to ream often, so bring them in, put that together, put the pitman arms on, paint that, which I planned on doing last week, but all this other drama, didn't get round to it. And I still haven't got the hubs yet, so, but that doesn't stop me from getting the kingpins done and set up, and you know, sanded down for painting and a bit of primer on it and all that. So that's hopefully today. So as long as I can film fitting one kingpin assembly and sitting it in and putting the top on, just showing you how to do that. Well, if there's an excavator roaring outside the shed, which I'm expecting today, I'm hoping, expecting today, well, I can go on with the rest and just give you a photograph of what's finished there. So, but yeah, we still have a couple up in the pipeline, videos to come out, so I haven't been able to film much this weekend with all the bloody goings on, and and I had to slash the paddock. You know, the paddock up the front there was getting quite overgrown. So I bought a new little pump for the back of the ride-on mower for Roundup, for running along our fence lines and all that, and round the shed. I've had a Sparex knapsack. Those Sparex knapsacks, I've had 2 in probably 20 years. They seem to last well. Plastic looking thing, but they seem to last well. And anyway, there's more and more area, and the fence on this side, there's netting along there, but the kangaroos push through it. It's old netting and old dog fence, and they push through, and sometimes Kelly dog thinks she's a cattle dog and goes to have a talk to the cows. So we don't want that. There'll be trouble. And so, yeah, so I've just round up right along the fence line, and we're going to clean that up, get the old mesh off and roll some new mesh out. And our front fence is rubbish too, so we're going to do that. So hopefully in the end we'll have proper netting right round the property, and we'll be able to go from there, and we won't have mongrel dogs from over the back coming peeing on everything, and yeah, it's just going to be a good thing, I think. So, but yeah, I did get a laugh when we were going to pay for all the netting, and we were just going to put it up, not say anything, not charging, not nothing, and now there's a demand that I pay for half. So bargain. So anyway, that's it. I've had a stressful time this week. He's just been a pain in the arse. He's one of those people, bloody, yeah, like a hemorrhoid. Yeah. But anyway, that's a different story. So look, that's it. Days of our lives at Bundy Bear Shed this week. It used to be days of our dreary bloody lives, but it's not dreary at the moment. But thanks for stopping by. I'll go handheld and I'll just show you a couple of things around the place, and I'll walk you down the fence line just for a look, just for interest's sake. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll catch you next week. Try and stay fit and healthy. Stay tuned for the little video at the end. Catch you later, eh? I thought I'd just give you a look at what I'm doing here. Just a bit of a progress report. That's the axle swinging. That gantry's come in very handy for that. Hopefully I'll get this front bolster off today. Where the back pin here, where are you? Oh, there you go. Yeah, the back pin there, that's quite worn, and I think it's worn into the housing, so I may have to take that to an engineering works and get that redone. I've got new bolts for the pedestal where I broke that bolt out, and I come across onto the bench here. This is where I've started sanding the paint off the kingpin housing, and there's a couple of marks right down, not where I put a little mark on one of them, but someone else has been in there one time, and there's I don't know how many sets of kingpins it's had over time, but it's had a couple. You can see marks. So I've had my little pencil die grinder with a carbide burr, and I'm just taking the tops off any little burrs. So yeah, look, that's coming good. Those little pencil grinder, that thing there, it's got a long hose on it to go into the air. That thing there, and it comes with a kit of little stones and that, but I have bought separately some 1/8 inch carbide burrs to go with it. $20 or so. Look, it was cheap as buggery, and
look, I've used it a heap. I actually, if I want to grind something on the lathe, this 5/8 or 16mm shaft here on the die grinder there, it fits into one of my boring bar holders, so a round one, so I'm not putting pressure on one area. So yeah, look, that's good. Oh, bit of show and tell. Remember I broke, if you mightn't be at, you might not be at that yet with the videos, but I broke my favourite screwdriver with a rounded back. So my screwdriver drawer was getting very dirty, so I bought a little Sid Chrome set. I love these things. I've got 3 sets, one at work, one up the shipping container, and one here. And I was looking for a steel shank screwdriver to bash shit out of for getting bushes and that out. Well, by the time I looked at a Stanley one, it was 20 something bucks. This steel shanked one here from Bunnings, there's a whole kit of them, and I've got to work on one yet and make it nice and round. But there was a kit of 1, 2, 3, 4 flat blades and looks like 3 Phillips for $16, and I thought, well, I'm only going to flog shit out of them, so that'll do. So yeah, so I've tidied that up a bit. These snap-on soft grip screwdrivers, I don't like them. The old handle like that, they're the ones I like. And I had a good set of them, and snap-on bloke talked me into trading them up to these things, and these things get sticky. So yeah, look, not my thing really. But apart from that, the shed's still fairly good. Sansa's sitting here saying, when are we going to go and do something? And Kelly says, I'm doing all I need to be doing. Oh, the Presta. The Presta. I just see Judy's bike here. It's got all the tyres pumped up on it again, and so has mine. Now that Presta valve stem, Plasma Dave, this is a bit of a laugh. Plasma Dave said, oh, they're Presta, I've got them on my racing bike. Then another comment in last week's stew says, oh, they're on the MAMIL, they're MAMIL valves, which is middle-aged men in Lycra. So Plasma Dave, is that true? I've got this image in my head now that I just can't get out. But anyway, okay, that's a little pump that fits in the John Deere cart. It's just a little 10p cart for behind the. It's a D110 our ride-on, and yeah, it's just a little 50 litre pump with a drum around up there I've got there with it. But yeah, look, it's a Sylvan, great little thing. Yeah, for what I'm planning on doing around the fence line, around the sheds and that, look, that's just a cracker little thing. So yeah, I'm pleased about that. I can lift it out and tuck it away and then still use the trailer if we need to and pop it in and run. So that's a great thing. Yeah, I'm really pleased to have that. Okay, we're over at the fence line now. That's if you look across there, the sun's in the road a little bit. If you look across there, you can see where they've put a fire break in. He's done a nice job. When he first started on it, it didn't look real good, but the excavator comes back with like a stick rake on it instead of a bucket, and he leaves it quite neat, so it's a good thing. But here's our fence line here, and they're the trees that have been marked for knocking over. That's fine. Yeah, we don't worry too much about that. They're good to go. And down the fence line, if we come down the fence line here, you can see my side's out to the left here, this side, and so most of the junk's there. On the other side of the fence down here. But yeah, as we come down, and when he pulled the wire out of the fence, I said, I'll pop a roll of wire there for you, just to contribute, and that's where it is. The pallet's rotted away, so that'll get picked up today. So there's another one, not my side. But when we come down the fence line here, that one there's going to be a problem, so it's going. I'm thinking this old bugger here, that's going to cause trouble, so we're going to drop that, I think. If they will, we'll drop that today. That's if this bloke ends up talking to us. Yeah, so that's my tree, that needs to go. this big fella here, he's a ironbarks. They drop leaves and branches like anything, so we might see if he'll drop that one for us if he's happy to. So down my side of the fence line where I've sort of tidied up here, you can notice most of the junk's not on my side, but anyway, apparently it is. So I'll just come for a little stroll. Yeah, that one there we were going to keep, but no, it's going too. That little ironbark, eh? I might grab a couple of posts out of that. The idea is then we had to have a big discussion about what happens with the trees that get pushed out on my place. And I said, well, just push them into my place. You know, if they can push them into my place, clean the roots a bit so I can handle them. I can come in with the chainsaw then and take pieces out with the loader and yeah, not just waste the timber. So I've got to come around. I've got a bit of wattle stuff here. Oh, this branch here, we got a phone call early in the week to say that there was a branch on his place and it was affecting him, and yeah, we had to shift it right away because he had contractors coming in. Well, and this is how stupid it is. You can just pick it up with one hand, but no, can't do that. Got to kick up a stink. So anyway, I went and got it. He rang up one evening, and before 24 hours had passed, I had it gone. So yeah, a little wattle there. That can go. That nice big gum there, I hate to see them go. Anyway, I may leave that in. We might leave that, we'll just see. But yeah, once again, everything's on the other side of the fence pretty well. But these trees here, these are gadagis, and I planted them when we first come here in 1998, but you can see down the fence line there, I'll walk between the gadagis and the thing, but apparently I've planted trees down here that I shouldn't have and all that sort of stuff. So looks like he's broken suckers down here and chucked them in my place, but anyway, that's alright. We won't worry too much about that. And so down here there's plenty of room to put a fence up, but apparently not. And like this side's all clear, so it doesn't matter. So I slashed along here the other day just to help out, and then yeah, when we come along here, these little spindly things, they don't ever turn to much like the paper bark and that there. They're not real good, but you can still see along the boundary when I go across there, no worries. And straight up through there. So, but if this bloke comes and talks to me, I'll probably get him to drop the lot just so we got a good clearance. But we have other plans. He mightn't like him, but anyway, we don't care. We'll just do our own thing. And then right the way up here on my fence line is clear. There's one big tree, that fella there right in the middle. It's smack bang in the middle of the fence line, but apparently that's mine too. So that's alright. It's good knowing some trees. So yeah, along the front there, if they can just clean that up. So anyway, that's what all the fuss is about at the moment. And that's going to cost me a lot of money when I get sued, and it'll be alright, I suppose. Hey, save me having a tax problem. So we'll see. But yeah, Jude and I spoke this morning and we said, well, we don't really mind if these trees do get rolled. It's just how people go about things. That's what it's all about. So there you go. If they do get to it today, I'll bring you back down the Savo and we'll go for another little walk. And like the timber from these gadagis isn't much chop, I don't believe, and they're not all that big, but they're 20 years old, which yeah, we'll see how that goes. So there you go, there's your little stroll along the fence line here. And we actually originally were going to plant trees right along the fence, about a metre or so in, and I usually round up along there. You can see that's why there's a lot of leaf litter and that, and not much grass compared with next door. And we thought it'd be nice just to have a nice run of trees along the boundary, just to give us a just a bit of protection, a bit of a shield. He goes up his driveway flat out in a Commodore, And yeah, it's very dusty in the droughts now, it's very dusty. But anyway, not to worry. The dams are looking nice still. Well, I'm not sure, you can't see that. So anyway, there you go. That's a week in the a week in Bundy Bear's shed.